Hi, my name is Ed Smallwood, and this is part of project number 4, a video requirement for the assignment for Communications 631. Dr. Brown is the instructor. My project was to work with a group called The Deep. It's a children and family worship service for Matthews United Methodist Church in Matthews, North Carolina. The service has been around for about almost 3 years now, and it takes about 50 people to set it up and take it down. It's held once a month in the gym of the church. The church has about 4,000 members, and this service was started as a way to reach children, especially children ages 3 to 11. So digitally speaking, you can't really communicate very much with children of that age because it's difficult, it's challenging, and also there's the Communication Online Privacy Protection Act, otherwise known as COPPA, which means children under 13 can't really give a lot of information online. So the important thing to here was to focus on the families that would bring the children, and usually that's the parents. So the parents mostly are going to be in what Tapscott would call the net generation. That's up to about age 34 now. So the Deep, it's called The Deep, it's themed on an underwater experience. And what they do there is they set up the gym to look like it's underwater. There are fish hanging from the ceiling, and the backdrop looks like a sunken ship. It's very cool. The kids love it. It's full of energy, a lot of singing and dancing, and rock and roll, lights flashing. We have video on the screens. My wife and I have been volunteers for it from the very beginning. So I sat down and I talked with 3 people. Number one was Madeline Camp. She's the director of children's services and the leader of The Deep. Second, I talked to Stuart Wheeler, who's the technical producer, and he's really the technical video digital guru behind a lot of the special effects that we have. And third, I spoke with my wife, Sandra Smallwood, who heads up the music and the dance team. It was her idea to incorporate a group of children, of youth, a little bit older, ages I think 13 to 16, into the program, and they do the dance team, and that makes a connection with the younger kids who actually attend the service. After talking to the 3 of them, they agreed that the target would be the young family members, and our discussion centered around a lot of what we could do, what we were already doing. So they're already doing a lot of things, but what we found, the common thread, was that they didn't participate, they didn't continue and commit and keep all their information up to date. So the plan we put in place, or we're going to put in place, that was part of the recommendation, was to do 4 things. First, to develop an active email distribution list. They collect emails, but they don't really do anything with them. So the goal is going to be to send out a reminder once a month before the Deep. Because it happens once a month, people aren't in the weekly habit of going, and they may go to the regular church service, and sometimes we've actually had folks comment that they forgot that the Deep was that particular weekend. So we're going to try to engage people with an email distribution list and just remind them when the services are, and maybe communicate with other ideas that way. Number 2, to update the website. Their website is embedded, the Deep website is embedded in the Matthews United Methodist Church website, which is great, but it doesn't always get updated. Researching it for this project, I went to it and I saw that it said the next service is going to be October 14th. Well, that was 2 months old. So one of the proposals or recommendations is to update that website on a regular basis, because people go there for information, and if it's old, it makes the whole service look old and dated, like nobody's taking care of it or paying attention to it. When really that's not true, because it's a lot of fun, and they have an average attendance of about 400 people, so it's a very exciting time. A lot of kids go and they love it, so we want to reflect that with the digital communication as well. Third is to relaunch the Facebook page. They have a Facebook page to their credit, and it's interesting, they have some good information there, except the last time it was updated was over 9 months ago. And that really is just not going to work. So one of the ways we want to implement the update is we're going to do a relaunch of the page, and we're going to ask the over 50 volunteers that work on the Deep every month, we're going to ask them to host or to babysit the Facebook page for maybe 2 or 3 weeks at a time. They can get their friends to look at it and engage other people and do different things, and we hope to not only keep the page up to date and keep it fresh, but also engage people to make them feel like they're more a part of the overall service. The 4th recommendation is to use YouTube. Stuart Wheeler, I mentioned the technical producer, videotapes a lot of the services. He actually videotaped 4 in a row for 4 months for this young man named Dominic. He's 8 years old and he was in the hospital, and Stuart took them to him. Well, it wouldn't take much more to put those onto YouTube so we can share them not only with Dominic, but anybody else who's out of town or sick or can't be there. In addition, it could serve as an outreach. So those are the 4 recommendations: the email, the website update, relaunch of Facebook with the babysitter hosts, and finally, utilizing YouTube to extend outreach for the service and to make it accessible to others. Thank you very much.